It's time for Around the Ozarks News, brought to you by the Springfield-Greene County Park Board, Blue Current, and Thompson Sales. Here are your hosts, Ethan and Sarah Foreheads.
Hey, good morning to you. It is Monday. Of course, it's Veterans Day. We want to start out by saying thank you to all the veterans out there who do what they do and do what they did to allow us to do what we do on a daily basis. We're incredibly grateful, not only to the veterans, but to their families who I know sacrifice quite a bit as well. So thank you for representing this country so well, and I hope you have a great day and a great weekend.
Yeah, and we do have some news for veterans at the end of the show, so stick around. It appears flash flooding in Pulaski County took the lives of two men from Dixon. The men left on Thursday to drive to an appointment in Springfield, and then the wife of one of the men reported them missing later that day. After midnight, police found the car that they were in. They were no longer inside, but it was filled up with mud and water. Authorities found that the men had been washed downstream. Their bodies were found about 50 yards and a quarter of a mile away. Missouri State University's new president, Biff Williams, is under fire for an incident that took place at his former job when he was the president at Utah Tech University. He is now named in a lawsuit brought by 3 administrators from Utah Tech. He's accused of leading in a culture of hostility stemming from an incident in which he apparently arranged some vegetables in an inappropriate shape in what he said was intended to be a humorous gesture. Okay, a lawsuit for that. He wrote an email to the MSU campus apologizing and saying that it was a lapse in judgment and a learning moment.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right.
You got, yeah. I mean,
I don't have any clue what that's about, but I feel like a lawsuit because of the way that someone arranged vegetables on a table.
Yeah, on a front porch. All right. Next story. President-elect Trump's transition team is working to identify potential new cabinet members. One of them could be a current lawmaker from Missouri. U.S. Representative Sam Graves is being looked at to possibly lead the U.S. Department of Transportation. Currently, Congressman Graves is the chairman of the House Transportation and Infrastructure Committee. So a lot of decisions to be made by the Trump team, and we'll let you know how that goes. Of course, we know gambling on sports is headed to the state of Missouri. It will be legal. Voters narrowly approved a constitutional amendment allowing it. It will go likely into effect in summer or fall of next year, probably sometime in the summer. Takes a while to get all that infrastructure in place. Can't imagine it's going to be cheap to start that up. But sports betting has to be up and running by December 1st of next year, according to the amendment. And this is sad. I saw this over the weekend. Hall of Famer, former Evangel University basketball coach Stephen Jenkins has passed away. Legendary coach won the NAIA Division II National Championship with Evangel's basketball team back in 2002. In recent years, Mr. Jenkins suffered from Lewy body dementia. He was able to be present last spring when the court inside Evangel's new AG Financial Arena was named in his honor. So that was great that he was able to see that and be part of that, and they could honor him in that way. NAIA Hall of Famer Steve Jenkins was 72 years old.
Yeah, that is a friend of mine's father-in-law. So it's been a rough go, and know that he was a very well-respected gentleman. So.
Right.
The largest Hobbytown store in Missouri is on its way to Springfield. It will open inside the old Kmart building on South Glenstone at Battlefield. Hobbytown is moving from its current location on East Battlefield between National and Campbell.
Okay, they got a lot of toys and all sorts of model airplanes and all kinds of stuff like that kids love, and adults. A lot of adults do that stuff too. Kansas City Chiefs, I don't know if you saw the game yesterday, but they looked dead in the water with 1 second left in the game. But the defense blocked a 35-yard field goal attempt that would have won the game for the Broncos. They blocked it. That means the defending Super Bowl champs are still undefeated, 9-0 on the season, the only undefeated team in the NFL. Next week, they play at Buffalo on Sunday. So, it was a squeaker. but I could hear Chiefs fans all around the area go nuts when that kick was blocked.
That's wild.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a wild finish also for the Missouri Tigers this weekend. They were tied with Oklahoma at home when the Sooners fumbled, and MU returned it for a touchdown, giving the Tigers a 30-23 win very late in the game. Wild game saw four touchdowns scored in the final 3 minutes and 18 seconds of the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
Think about that. The win puts the Tigers back in the AP top 25. They're number 24 again. Tigers now 7-2 on the season, and next week they go to South Carolina. And meanwhile, the Missouri State Bears have won 8 games in a row. It's a good time to be a football fan in the state of Missouri. The Bears routed Murray State 59-31. They are now ranked number 15 in the FCS poll. That means the Bears will play for a share of the Missouri Valley Football Conference title next week against the FCS number 1 team in the land, North Dakota State. So that will be a big one.
All right. Today is Veterans Day, as we mentioned, and this morning at Ozarks Technical Community College, veterans will be honored during a special ceremony. Ozarks Tech student John Larson will be given OTC's Outstanding Veteran Award. A veteran from the Vietnam War will be the speaker today. It starts at 11 o'clock this morning at Ozarks Tech, formerly OTC. So you can head out and listen to that. Also, Springfield held its big Veterans Day parade over the weekend. That was the first time in 7 years that Springfield has had the parade. About 40 organizations took part on Saturday to celebrate the men and women who have served. So that's amazing.
That's cool. I'm glad that they brought it back.
Yes. And there's so many discounts and stuff happening as well in Branson today for Veterans Day. So check that out at explorebranson.com. There's a host of different activities and discounts that veterans can enjoy down in Taney County. All right. Before we go, we want to let you know about our contest. We had a winner on Friday for Branson Bowl week. I think it was 10. Now we're on 11, or maybe that was 11. Now we're on 12. Either way, Branson Bowl continues. Go to aroundtheozarks.com, click on contest, and you will see the Branson Bowl, and you will need the keyword, Ethan.
The keyword is productions.
Productions. That is the keyword. And you can win a Leo Chanel signed jersey plus some Branson official vacation destination of the Kansas City Chiefs custom gear. Nice. So enter to win. You can get that signed jersey and some custom gear from the good folks at Around the Ozarks. So tune in and play. Type in productions, prove that you've been watching the show, and then somebody's got to win. Sue, I think was it Sue from Republic, right? Is she who won Friday? Is that right? I think it was Sue from Republic.
You got a better memory than I do. I don't know.
And she got tickets. She got tickets to the game at Arrowhead on the 29th. So
somebody wins every week. You might as well enter to win, because you can't win if you don't play.
Yeah. So thanks for playing, Sue. And for everybody else, maybe this is your week. We will announce the winner on Friday morning.
Yep. And
all right.
Well, we hope you have a great week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Tell your friends about it. And we enjoy having you here at Around the Ozarks News.
All right. See ya.
It's time for Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather, sponsored by Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. Here's your host, meteorologist Abby Dyer.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to your Monday, and happy Veterans Day to all of our vets that are listening this morning. We've got a great day ahead for you. Temperatures this morning are kind of chilly. We've got numbers near 40 degrees, a few upper 30s, low 40s in spots, and potentially some patchy fog that's showing up on the satellite picture, mainly river valleys. It's not a widespread dense fog that we're dealing with, but some patchy areas of fog certainly possible this morning with temperatures near 40 degrees. As we heat things up, I've got sunshine in the forecast today, and it'll actually end up being a nice warm day in the Ozarks. High temperatures, they're going to land somewhere around the upper 60s and low 70s. So overall, this is nice weather, pretty tranquil for a November day, and temperatures are even running slightly above average for this time of the year. With these warm afternoon temps, it'll be a great day to get outdoors. Dress in layers though today. You definitely need the long sleeve shirt, the jacket this morning with temps near 40. By this afternoon, sunshine combined with that 70 degrees and the wind that remains light, you could go with a t-shirt this afternoon and be just fine. The weather map today shows that we have the sunshine here in the middle part of the country. There are storm systems on each coast to kick off the new week here, but we will see some rain return to our forecast as well. I have numbers that are seasonably warm this week. I know a lot of deer hunters asking and saying, hey, when's that really cold weather coming? Because that's what they like. That's what gets the deer moving. However, it looks pretty mild for the remainder of this week all the way into the weekend. Generally, I'm talking about highs in the 60s, lows in the 40s, and that looks to be the case for the next 5 to 7 days or so. Scattered showers and thunderstorms do return to this forecast. However, that happens Tuesday night into much of the day on Wednesday. It does look fairly widespread, but not a lot in terms of how much water ends up in the rain gauge. However, we could have a few rumbles of thunder. So with some of the flooding issues that we had just last week, we'll keep a close eye on amounts that are heading our way for Tuesday. Overall, it's a nice week, and today is one of the warmer ones with highs near 70. We're still in the upper 60s tomorrow. Increasing clouds, though, through the day on Tuesday as we start to see our next storm system ramp up. I think it's Tuesday night into most of the day on Wednesday that we see the more widespread chances for showers and thunderstorms. Numbers, they're going to be a little bit cooler by the time we get to Thursday and Friday with highs back into the lower 60s. Still seasonal for this time of year, and we will see some dry weather as we get closer to Thursday and Friday also. So really the only rainy day looks to be on Wednesday of this week. There is more rain though in the extended forecast. I want to at least mention this because models have been signaling at maybe another heavier rainfall event happening, not this coming weekend, but next weekend. So it's in the long range forecast. It's certainly time for that to change. But if you're already thinking about Thanksgiving holiday travel, I just want to put that on your radar early that we could be dealing with some more heavy rain potentially as we head into the next 2 weeks. And temperatures still look to be warm as we go through the middle part of November. That's according to the Climate Prediction Center. So a little bit of an early forecast for you there. All right, around the country, what's making headlines this morning is a series of 2 different cold fronts that are arriving for the West Coast and another for the East Coast, creating some rain and snowfall for much of the country. The Pacific Northwest in particular. An atmospheric river is actually going to bring heavy coastal rainfall to the West Coast and high elevation snowfall to portions of the Northwest. Of course, we saw the snowfall in the Rockies just last week. It's that time of year. We're going to start getting those snow-capped mountain photos coming from our friends out west. So you'll be hearing about those 2 things in the national news headlines. All right, it's time for the Around the Ozarks Wake Up Weather Brain Twister Trivia question for the day. And it's a timely question that I have for you today. It has to do with Veterans Day. What state held the first Veterans Day celebration? Do you think that happened in A, Arkansas, B, Alabama, C, New York, or D, Virginia? Those are the options that I left you with on Friday. And if you guessed B, Alabama, you would be correct. In fact, Alabama is ramping up today for the 77th annual National Veterans Day Parade. This takes place in downtown Birmingham, Alabama. The parade celebrates the national holiday, of course, officially signed into legislation by President Dwight Eisenhower in 1954. Birmingham, Alabama is the longest running parade of its kind in the country. So Alabama gets the credit there. Congrats if B was your guess. All right, here's the question that I'll leave you with for tomorrow. Out of 12, how many dogs survived the Titanic? Do you think it was A, 1, B, 3, C, 10, or D, 12? You can submit your guess. That's at aroundtheozarks.com. Thank you so much for listening. And thank you to our sponsors, Rescue Towing, Command Family Medicine, and John's Heating and Air. I hope you have a great day. I'll be back to chat with you early again tomorrow morning.